Hi! Today we are going to having a new tool with us. It's called MongoDB and it is also a database system but the difference about with the MySQL is that it doesn't need a SQL language and it usually use the JSON file to managing the database system. So today we are going to connect it with our React app, the thing we all know. So today, at first, we are going to show the product today I just made for the examples to show you about how the CRUD functions. And also, at next, I will explain the codes and how the MongoDB is functioning in this product. And last, I will tell you some tips about when we are coding in the database system or maybe when you are coding. Now the page you see is what we are going to do today. And as I mentioned before, I'm doing a database about saving ideas as maybe a project or already it's just an idea. So here is the database I have saved before. Like the first one is a new project and it may work on site and it's about the delicious map and the other two is other projects. And here the typing part we can add the data into the database systems as this time is MongoDB with a No-SQL database. So now I try it for you now. So now we can having a new project and maybe it is hybrid. It sometimes on site, sometimes online, and maybe the title is about set up the cooking studio. So now it's a new one. It's not any same things here. So I add one, and here I have a response about the idea is successfully here. So we can see the fourth one is what I add into the database system, and and also we can using the delete button to delete our idea. So now I'm going to delete the second one, the experiments in science. And also it will be having an alert that I deleted it successfully. Yeah, so I deleted it. It is no longer have the number 2 ideas. And also we can edit our ideas like this. And if I press the edit button, here is our informations here and we can change it to what we are going to change. So this time I changed the word style from hybrid to online, and this time we add it we press the update. And here also tell us that idea has updated. And so here we can see the word style is from hybrid to online. And this kind of database is now what we call a fully functions database with CRUD functions. So now I'm going to show you about the source code I have been doing and explain to you guys how it works. Okay, before we explain about the code I just coding, I I think I should introduce you guys about the MongoDB. And because this time we are connecting the MongoDB to our React app. So now this is the dashboard about the MongoDB's database. And if you haven't signed up, I think you can go online to serve other videos about how to set up the MongoDB database here. So now I'm just teaching you about how we are going to use the MongoDB database when we set up and how to connect it. So now we are going to go inside our database here, and today our database is IdeaDB, and the table or the collection is IdeaShare, and this is some fake data I have just typed in before I connect it with them. And here has some columns, and here have some columns about the informations, and the first one is the random code that for the database to save. So this is what we won't type them manually. And what we are going to have here is like the other columns. Other columns I just made it, like progress, word style, title, and also user ID. It's what I make it. And how we make it the fake data, we can using the button here, insert a document, and here will be the editing dashboards that instead of the dash ID, we can put what we are going to store, like the user ID here, and you can just type in the name. So accept it 10, and if you want to add columns, you can just press the add sign, and here we'll have the next column for you. And now here is progress, and I think this is I want to save it as an ongoing project. And the next one is the word file, and maybe it is online one. Okay, and last, the title. Maybe it is about how we deal with the problems, maybe the strategy or other things. And once you think it is all a column you need, you can just put insert, and here you may see your data you put here in the database. That means in the database, here is the data what you typed in here. Okay, and now we are going to explain about our codes, and I will explaining from the back end and to the front end. And I will just explain about where I have been changed a lot, and how, and the files I added. Okay, so the first things we need to do is to install many things. One of it is the NTNU init. It means the Node.js. So as I mentioned many times, I would not to say it again. And this time we also need to install the Express, calls, motor, and also MongoDB modules to let the connections be successfully. So here is all the things we need to download, and also we start to using them and apply them into our code. And here is for the setup, and to tell the code or tell the server here to access into the MongoDB. So here we need the account and our passwords, and where we got the connection stream is in the MongoDB here, and we can find it in the, let me find it. Here, the database here, and once we browse the collections, we can know about, I thought it was here, and let me find about it. Here. Oh. The overview here. And not this one, sorry. I thought it was here. Oh. The connect one. We back to our dashboards in the database and we click the connect and click the drivers, and this will be your application code here, and the password changed to your password. Okay, and now it's about to call the servers to connect with the MongoDB. So when we successfully connected, I let it to tell me MongoDB is connected, and here the Starfront app or other functions is like we are setting up to these functions when it get the signal what we were going to do, like the get and post and delete and also patch. And also last we will open the port. And this time the source code have been different is that it not just servers.js, it have many different codes to make the database more smoothly to having application. So here have some other files like route.js, user controller, user service, and user model. And the router is that giving the routes for all the functions, and controller is like it can send us the messages about is it successfully adding or having other functions about the ideas or having the error. It may let the web to be more beautiful to sending this kind of maybe error codes or the update or the successful code. Also, we won't see when it has error, we won't see that, we won't just see error codes there. We will see maybe it just give you a message that it is failed to upload or update about the ideas. And in the user service part, here is about some details about how the console to manage about the informations. And the user models is about how the data structures like. So all these files combined together is our backend. So also now we are going to see our front end. And in the front end, we need to use the React app and the Exos module. So in the first part of here is like to having a definition of all the columns. So here we can see the user ID, progress, work style, title, and also our table or our collections idea shares here to let the computer knows about all these columns. And in the back is like it starts to coding about the functions what we are going to see in the web. So the first function is load the data already in the database in the web, and also the save part, and also the alert part is also set up here that calls when we successfully editing or adding the ideas. Here we're having an alert for you, and also when it comes to the failure, you also call response to you that it was failed. So here we're having the function editing, deleted, updated. Yeah. So before I just explaining the next part, all the part now is about how it functions. And the next part is more likely to design the UI part. So here we can see something like HTML code is like, and we can write the contents what we are going to have in our web, like the title idea here, and also setting out the buttons and the text what we are going to having in the web page. So we can see the word style and also progress before here, and the title, and here is the bottom part, the save, update, the bottom part we are going to having here. And here is a table that we can show our database data already in the database. Yeah, and all of this is the code of this web page. And why we see so many things here is because we downloading the modules, and the modules will automatically help you to download this bunch of things. Okay, and here, and after I explain all the codes, and you guys won't worry to write it now, because I would like to put the source code in the information column in the YouTube, so you guys can just reference my video and my code to fix to what you are going to do. And now I would like to tell you some notice about when you are going to having this kind of database when you are coding. Okay, after we have see how we do today and explaining about codes, and here I have some tips hope you can coding more smoothly. And first of all is in the database system is so important is that we need to qualify our roots. And this time when I coding, and it makes me so difficult, one of the reason is the routes is different in the front end and back end and makes many errors. So I asked our best friend ChatGPT to help me to fix it. So the code you guys see is all the same through the ChatGPT help me to fix it. So this also connects to the second tips I would tell you to tell you guys when you are coding. ChatGPT is your friend, very best friend. When you have any difficulties, you can just ask them. They will give you some answers, and you can go to try it about whether it's correct or wrong. And also, if it's still wrong, you can still continue giving the error code to them. It will help you a lot, real. And here is all of my today's contents, and how do you guys think it is very helpful to you. Thank you. Bye bye.